Oh my gosh, everyone. If you're a Pixar theorist like me, you may have found yourself perusing the new releases on Disney Plus Day, only to stumble across Cars on the Road, a new show set in the Cars world. And you would have no idea that this show could shake the very foundation of the Pixar theory that you love so much. Today I want to explore what this show means for the established Pixar theory timeline, and whether we need to completely rethink everything we thought we knew. But first, a quick warning. This discussion is going to contain minor spoilers for the show Cars on the Road. You have been warned.
McQueen and Mater are hitting the road.
First of all, if you are not familiar with the Pixar theory, it is the idea that all Pixar movies exist in one single universe, connected across a sprawling timeline that starts in The Good Dinosaur, when the asteroid narrowly misses Earth, all during the course of existence on our planet forevermore, and setting this new universe on its way, and ending in the age of monsters with Monsters, Inc. If you want to know the full details of the theory, I will leave a link in the description of the video for you to peruse at your convenience. But the part that is important for our discussion is where the Cars movies fit in. Now, according to the Pixar theory, sentient cars took over the planet after humans first left aboard the Axiom and other such ships in WALL-E, abandoning Earth due to pollution. Now, Earth has not quite been polluted to the point we see in WALL-E, but it is on its way, so the humans jump ship. Once the humans have left, the cars are free to take over the planet themselves. And the cars' personalities are derived from the personalities of their most recent owners, which explains the similarities we see to specific humans and human customs. This means that the cars do not have much of a history beyond what we see in the Cars movies, as before them, there were simply normal, non-sentient cars driven by normal humans. From the very first episode of Cars on the Road, it was clear something was wrong. In that first episode, we see Mater and Lightning McQueen set off on a cross-country road trip to attend the wedding of Mater's sister. Now, nothing wrong with this. They are cars after all. So a cross-country road trip is kind of the most natural thing in the world. The problem comes when they make their first entertainment stop, visiting a museum that tells the ancient history of vehicular dinosaurs, showing videos of recreated car dinosaurs in the wild, with statues depicting what these ancient beings were like. For most people, this is little more than an entertaining comparison to human history. But for Pixar theorists, this is a huge deal. Cars aren't supposed to have an ancient history, let alone car dinosaurs. Does this mean we need to change the Pixar theory to accommodate this new information? Can the Pixar theory even survive such a big reveal? When I first saw the dinosaur statues in the museum, I was freaking out. But before we all lose our collective heads, we need to figure out what this actually means. Does this mean that the Pixar theory is debunked? If the cars have a history that involves ancient car dinosaurs, then the answer is quite simply yes, it is. The Pixar theory as we know it has to be wrong, and we would need to either change the theory or abandon it altogether. That is, unless we can find an alternative explanation, one that fits with what we see in that museum, but also fits within the parameters of the Pixar theory. Now, at first glance, this seems pretty cut and dry. The museum tells us there were car dinosaurs and even has some on display, which feels pretty indisputable. But as I continued watching past the first episode, episode 4 brings up a certain type of vehicle that could hold the key to unlocking what the cars actually saw at that museum. But first, the thing we need to keep in mind is that in the Pixar theory, the personality of these cars come from their prior human owners. And just as humans have a history involving ancient dinosaurs roaming the earth, when cars come into their own, it would only make sense for them to bring those beliefs with them, to believe they too have ancient dinosaur predecessors, ones that more closely resembled them as vehicles. The thing is, the museum shows that this goes beyond just being a belief. They actually found evidence to support this idea. The statues in the museum show us what they found. Actual vehicle-like dinosaurs, which are now on display, that survived by eating other cars. So how do we explain those? Well, in episode 4 of Cars on the Road, Lightning and Mater get pulled into a monster hunt with a group of cars who are dead set on finding, once and for all, the legendary Bigfoot. Now, instead of finding a monster, Lightning and Mater find and befriend a monster truck named Ivy. It may not appear so during the episode, but the existence of monster trucks gives us exactly what we need to fit in the final piece of the puzzle, to explain what the cars actually found that they are calling ancient vehicular dinosaurs. If you're someone who's attended a monster truck show, or seen and remember the commercials for them, you may already know where I'm going with this. But if you are not, there's a certain feature of those events beyond the monster trucks themselves that often plays a role. Many of those events will include a large robot that looks something like this. Or this. Or this. These were large, robotic, vehicle-like contraptions that would entertain the crowd by looking like a vehicle dinosaur. And how would they entertain the crowds? By having these dinosaur robots eat the damaged cars. Now, Ivy shows us that monster trucks exist in this universe, so it's natural to assume that when the humans abandoned Earth, they left behind those arenas. They left behind their monster trucks that took on their personalities. And they left behind their giant vehicular dinosaur robots with evidence that they had chomped up other cars. These robots did not have drivers, so they did not gain sentience like the other cars. From the point of view of the cars, they can fathom the idea that there were ancient dinosaurs that came before them. And when they come across these robots from the monster truck rallies, they gain the evidence to support their ideas with non-living remains of a creature that fits the dinosaur mold. They move these robots to their car dinosaur museum, and the world of cars is left to believe exactly what the evidence shows. That vehicle dinosaurs roamed the earth, eating other cars for sustenance. And yet the Pixar theory is allowed to remain, at least until the next Pixar movie comes along to make us question everything once more. So what do you think? Does this give the Pixar theory a logical explanation? Or do you think this destroys the theory that we all know and love? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And click over here if you want to see why Aladdin was already a prince before marrying Princess Jasmine. Or click over here to see exactly how many stairs were in Bruno's tower. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see more of our theories. And until next time, thank you for watching.